Gotcha.
Okay, so.
Okay, welcome to Hit or Miss. I'm your host, Night Strike, and that was Kingpin giving us the Maryland woes.
Whoa!
So,
whoa!
The Maryland woes. How what you can't do in Maryland? Yay!
Speaking of Maryland, are people in Maryland always so afraid to drive? Because I had to drive through Maryland to get to South Carolina, and like everybody that was on the road was like afraid to drive. They were like hardcore 10-2 white knuckling it real hard on the steering wheel.
They're probably just following the laws, AY.
Yeah, 95, 270, 495, 695, and all that kind of like all the beltways and stuff like that around here are jam-packed all day, every day with bad drivers. So a lot of anybody who's got any sense is paying attention. Anybody who doesn't have any sense is on the back of a tow truck.
Yeah. Western Maryland's nowhere near as bad. On 68, 40, all that. It's nowhere near as bad as what Eastern Maryland is.
Then there's Gizzard and I, where we're lucky if we see anybody on the highways and interstates.
Yeah, I know.
Sunday morning, man, you got the whole freaking interstate to yourself.
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't see anybody or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so
traffic in the city.
Again, welcome to Hit or Miss. I'm your host, Night Strike, and we've got an interesting panel this evening. AWAG, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Howdy, I'm AWAG. I got a dark sense of humor and a lot of firearms because I like mechanical objects.
And don't forget, go ahead, Night Strike.
He's also our resident Tommy gun expert.
Yes.
Yes, and he also cannot drive in video games. So if
cannot.
If he offers to go for a Sunday drive and a video game with you, no, don't do it.
In real life, that's a different story. I'm actually a very good driver in real life.
And he's Sagittarius and looking for a long-term relationship. That's your AWAG.
Hit that on the nose.
Okay. Next up, we've got, everyone's favorite bird. We've got Gizzard Gary.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing, by the way, Gary?
Hi, Gary.
I'm doing all right, other than being a little laid up. Haven't been able to work for the last 2 days, but
yeah, I heard. I saw that.
Yeah, right now when he stands, Gary's trying to be a chicken being a flamingo.
I'm a chicken wearing a boot right now, thanks to this Achilles tendonitis I have.
How'd that tryout go for that hover around commercial, Gary? Just messing with you, man.
Yeah, I saw midnights out there on Instagram.
That's pretty bad. All right. Next up, we've got everyone's favorite downer, Mr. David Mullen, the Kingpin.
I'm everybody's favorite downer.
You're always talking about how it sucks to live in Maryland.
Well, I mean, just if you're concerned about laws and freedom and, personal responsibility and low taxes and clean neighborhoods that aren't infested by illegal immigrant gangs, then it's great living here.
As somebody who lives very close to Maryland, it does suck in Maryland.
I've noticed.
My wife lives there. She'll tell you how much it sucks.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to go to Maryland. Thanks.
No. See, we're trying to convince you not to go to Maryland.
I don't want to. I don't want to go to Maryland. I'm good.
Yeah, okay. Mission accomplished. We convinced you not to go to Maryland.
And look at the bright side. Baltimore's here, too.
Oh,
yeah. You can always go to the National Aquarium, and while you're walking down below, worry that the dolphin tanks that are on the roof are going to cave in on you.
Yeah, right. All right. Next up, we've got Mr. Disagreeable himself. We've got Rich White.
Now, wait a minute. How can he be the downer and I be Mr. Disagreeable? They'll be the same thing.
No, it's different things.
No, because if I'm disagreeable, I'm going to bring you down.
You're trying to fight with me intentionally. He's always just talking about how bad the gun laws are. There's a difference.
and you don't even get what I'm doing right now. Oh.
You're arguing with me. That's. I get what you're doing. So shut up. Just introduce yourself.
No, it's called messing with you.
Oh yeah, messing with you. You mean that button where I can kick you out of the chat? Yes, totally messing with me.
Oh, come on, it's fun messing with you.
He won't do it. Night Strike doesn't have it.
For Snob, just for you, I would, because I love you that much.
Oh, see, you kicked AWAG out on accident.
No, he said he had to leave, so that wasn't.
He has to leave, so there we go.
Hey, you could have gave Night Strike the common decency to act like he did it.
No.
So again, Gunsnob,
yeah,
how are you this evening?
I am great. How are you all?
We're doing good. We're doing good. All right, Travis.
Yo. Hey, appreciate the invite, man. Thank you so much. Cheap plugs as usual. Check out Caliber Corner Thursday nights, 5 to 7 Central Time, 6 to 8 East Coast Time. We'll be having an episode tomorrow, and make sure you guys check out everybody on the panel here tonight. Check out their channels. Support GunTube.org and supportgunchannels.com.
And yeah, GunTube patches available soon. I just got to figure out how that store works on.
Coming to a store near you.
That's right. That's right.
I'm setting up the store. I was doing that earlier before Timus. But Rob D, NY Outcast is saying, "Oh, stop bitching, Night Strike." Yes, I know, Rob. You live in the eastern version of California. We understand. Okay, it sucks to be in New York as opposed to everywhere else in the Northeast. We understand, Rob. You are in the worst state of the East Coast. We got the message loud and clear. All right. All right. What do you want to talk about first, Travis?
Well, do we have to worry about never getting an opportunity to buy suppressors or having suppressors taken away from us or not?
I don't want to talk about that one first. Well, why don't we do a little history lesson first?
Well, let's do that.
Yeah. So the year is 1989. The location, a square in China called Tiananmen Square. And today's the last day of the protest, of which they brought the tanks in to run over people. Well, they didn't really bring them in to run over people. They just brought them in to stop the protest. But the protest was by young college students who wanted more say in what their government was doing and how their government was treating the people. They wanted more democracy. I would assume they probably also wanted a bit more freedom. And as freedom-loving Americans on this panel, you guys can agree to that at least. But the problem is the Chinese government didn't like that. And they thought that they could get away with just, breaking up the protest and, telling everyone to go home or throwing everyone in jail, which they did it anyways, but not before it got out to the press and people went all over there. Literally had problems with China for that. And they're still getting problems with it, and the China's response today is, "It's our country, let us deal with it." But it was happening at a time of which the Soviet Union was failing. The Soviet Union hadn't fallen yet, but the Berlin Wall had. So, I just figured it'd be interesting to mention that because today is the last day of the Tiananmen Square incident. So.
And just for the record, it did actually happen. I did see it on television when I was a child. So if anybody tells you that never happened, it was a hoax, it did actually happen. Yes, I saw it live on the news, man. It did happen.
Yes, I did.
Every freaking network.
Just like there's many Jewish people in our country alone that will tell you, because they were there, that the Holocaust did happen. There was an Auschwitz. It did happen. And anybody that says otherwise is an asshole and an idiot.
Yes,
Thank you for saying so.
And an Antifa member. There we go. I'm gonna go full circle there.
Yeah,
Bravo.
Also had it happen to them, but so if anybody tells you that didn't happen, they're lying too.
Right.
Even if there's someone as popular as Kim Kardashian, because that's one of the things she'll bring up every year when it comes around the anniversary.
So
There's lots to bring up, but she does.
okay, so Travis, what
Yeah.
else do we have on the docket tonight?
Man, I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me. I was just mainly gonna bring up the suppressor chat, but
You know what? Why don't we bring up the suppressor
yeah.
chat?
Should we do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
But there's like
don't know.
1.3 million in use.
Well, apparently they're about to get serialized.
They already are.
Yeah, they already are. Part of the NFA, they have to be.
It's going to get harder to get them.
What we had mentioned in the pre-chat was, if I'm not mistaken, Trump was for the Hearing Protection Act before he was elected. I believe he had mentioned at the NRA conference 2 years ago, or no, 4 years ago. I can't remember when it was. That that was going to be a priority of his. That it's important that people are able to protect their hearing. That sportsmen everywhere can protect their hearing, and that and then everybody was clapping and cheering. And now he says, "Oh, suppressors, I don't like them. I don't like them." Now, does anybody know, was that particular firearm actually used in was it the Virginia shootings recently? Does anybody know? No? Don't know.
And we're going to get into that, a little later. So I don't want to talk about it, but we have to go over it because apparently the Virginia governor wants to do more shit.
So what wasn't it on government grounds by an employee?
Yes, it was on city property by a former city employee. He had resigned that morning.
So okay.
And by the way, the police station was 150 yards away from where it happened.
Yeah.
And how long did it take for him to get there?
Gun-free zone.
3 minutes.
Gun-free zone.
Mm-hmm.
Gun-free zone.
Yeah, that's your answer right there. It doesn't matter. You could be next to a military base. It wouldn't make any difference. People can't defend themselves inside the building.
They got tanks. They got in a military base. They got tanks. They've got military vehicles. Hell, they've even got Humvees with mounted machine guns on them, but they can't mobilize that fast enough to take out one fucking shooter. So, anyways, all right, Travis.
Yeah, man.
Suppressor thing. I don't know if we are on the route to get all our suppressors taken away or banned or whatnot, but I really hope Trump just shuts up and moves on and focuses more on this tariff thing that seems to be more of a problem than the suppressor thing. Because if this is his make or break move. He can say he doesn't like suppressors and then move on and do nothing about it. But if he does something about suppressors, then he's not going to get reelected, and we're going to get another Democrat. And then that Democrat's going to do that executive order to get rid of the Second Amendment. Even though they couldn't, they shouldn't be able to, but that is the route that it's going. I know, good luck, but we got to get enough people that stand up and say no, and actually march on Washington to say no in an act of defiance. Otherwise, guess what? You're just gonna turn the other cheek and let it happen.
I think this is also one of those times where we can have one of those teaching moments for people that don't understand suppressors or silencers. When you're only looking at a 20 to 30 decibel reduction, it's still going to put it above a level where it can damage your hearing. You're still looking at 100 and some decibels, 115, 120 decibels. So people need to understand they're not always whisper quiet like you see on TV, So it's not like you're not going to hear the gun go off if somebody uses one.
Yeah, the only time you really have it where it's super whisper quiet is if you're using one with 22 short.
Yeah, or if you're running a subsonic around.
Well, even then, they're still going to make more noise than what you see in the movies.
You're still going to hear a crack. And it's still going to echo,
Yeah. Actually, what you will hear is just a thud of the round hitting the ground and the action moving.
Yeah.
So.
That's more than what you hear in the movies, though. When you hear them in the movies,
that is true.
I will say this: I'd send this to the chat earlier. If Trump would push to either not, to not maybe ban suppressor sales after a certain point, or not allow grandfathering, whatever, that would probably be the nail in the coffin for his chances of getting reelected.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because those of us that are pro 2A, he's already let us down. So it's
Well, the thing is I personally I think that there's going to be hopefully a Republican that actually is conservative that will run against him.
Yeah. Well, there's also the factor that there's this thing with the suppressors, and then we're getting into this. There's also that Canterbury guy who's the ATF nomination. And yeah, he's about as for the Second Amendment as Hillary Clinton was.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So, I mean, that doesn't look good.
Have we heard about any talk about any other conservative candidates, or is there another push for anybody else on the Republican side?
No.
No?
I haven't heard of anything. But when was the last time a party tried to replace their president after one round?
Larry Hogan was considering running for some time, and he made a statement a couple days ago that said he wasn't going to. But like him or not, Larry Hogan is not better than Donald Trump. Suppressor or no suppressor, bump stock or no bump stock, you get a guy like Larry Hogan as the president of the United States, and you'll be wishing Donald Trump was back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about the Canterbury nomination for ATF? Chuck Canterbury, have you been hearing about that?
Yeah, I haven't found any good stuff about him. I only hear the bad, and all of it is just what the news is telling you. It's not so much what is actually out there in fact. So,
well, okay. Truth About Guns is saying that he's the president of the Fraternal Order of Police, which is fine, but they also say that he wants universal background checks,
which is not fine.
No, he wants to invigorate the ATF and give it the manpower resources to enforce laws. Oh my God.
That's not their job.
Yeah, they're not part of enforcement.
They're not part of law enforcement. Their job is what, make determinations, right?
Yeah, kind of interpret definitions of things, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Their job is to interpret the law as it applies to firearms, tobacco, and explosives. And alcohol. Not it's not their job to go and enforce the law and bust someone up like the FBI. They're not the FBI. The FBI is the FBI.
He also wants better access to mental health records for keeping guns out of the wrong hands. Which what defines the line between whether or not you're stable enough to have a firearm? His definition is definitely whatever the ATF says is if you're on this or on that, you can't have a gun. So now there goes your 2A rights right there. Well, even though you haven't gone through due process.
Well, also on top of that, they could go, so just because you want a gun, that means you are
mentally disabled.
Well, let's see. The list goes on. He opposes gun rights. He has used his official position as president of FOP to oppose constitutional carry and other gun rights legislation. He supports anti-gunners for leadership. I can't even read this. This is so depressing. I don't even want to. This is terrible.
Keep going.
This was supposed to be good. What else we got here on the hit list? And they just keep coming at us here. Let's see. It says the Senate has a responsibility confirming presidential nominations. This Canterbury, in parentheses, tale is one that will not end well for us. So let your senators know to oppose him as a nominee for ATF director, I guess. That's about all we can do.
I'm screwed anyways, so it doesn't matter.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
How so?
Graham.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Man.
Yeah.
Are there any places that are still safe havens for gun owners that you don't have to worry about a ton of regulation or your rights being threatened? Arkansas hasn't. What's that?
Missouri.
Kansas too, or not?
Kansas, yeah.
Oklahoma's getting better every few days.
Yeah.
They're introducing something new all the time to help take away some of the crap.
It's like the middle part of the country is really, when you think about it, you go straight down the line and go east a little ways. You know, you kind of take that central part of the U.S. That's about all that's left, man.
I don't know why that stuff isn't traveling up to Nebraska yet.
Well, I'll have to look and see what they're going to be pushing for legislation this year. I'm sure I don't know if we'll ever get constitutional carry. Like I said, Nebraska's like having parents let you have fun, but not too much fun. You know, you stay out till 9, just can't stay till 10. You know, I'm seriously, that's what it is. It's like some of our stuff is so bass backwards, it's not even funny.
About like we used to be 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, we'll catch up with you guys eventually.
I never thought we'd be leading anybody in anything.
Except rational thought, huh? That's all you need.
Real quick, you're partly right, Nice Strike, about the ATF and their law enforcement duties. They do have a law enforcement branch, but it covers alcohol and tobacco. It doesn't really cover firearms. They can they can investigate firearms violations, but they have to turn it over to other law enforcement duties, but they can recommend prosecution. That they don't actually go in and aren't supposed to go in and arrest people for firearms violations. They do for alcohol and tobacco violations.
Right. And I don't have any alcohol or tobacco violations, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I'm good. So there we go. Well, what else was on the docket tonight? I feel like we're going through it fast.
I don't know.
I'm looking up the show notes. Hold on. All right. So, yeah, why don't we get into this one? So, yeah, that remember that Broward County deputy that stood outside and let the killer go on and killing people and didn't do anything? Remember that asshole?
Yeah, he got charged today, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. You know how many years he got?
I think he just got charged. I didn't know he got...
No, they sentenced him, too.
They sentenced him?
Yeah, 100 years.
Now, what was his defense? That he was just acting on orders?
His defense was I couldn't locate the direction of where the shots were coming from. Was his defense. And I'm sorry, but that means that what that means is I didn't want to go in the building and get shot. That's what that means.
Well, another thing is...
And got him on camera.
The only issue I have with that is police are not there to protect.
Guy isn't. But, he's not being charged for not protecting. He's being charged for lying about what he did.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's why Mike Strike brought up the video evidence. He was standing in the corner, and when he called through on the radio, he had testified that he didn't know where the shots were coming from. When they released his radio calls, he clearly said shots fired. I think it may be firecrackers. No, it's shots. Shots fired, building 1200. And he lied about that. That's what makes the guy extra scummy. Not only did he not go in there and protect him, which you could argue that he's not liable to run into a burning building to protect anybody. You can argue that. But when he's lying in his sworn testimony, he's busted.
You can argue that, but when he's the truant officer for the school, sorry, but that doesn't hold up.
Well, it doesn't hold up in our court of opinion, but will it hold up in an actual courtroom is the question.
Yeah, it's case law that police do not have a requirement to protect you. It's already been, that's Supreme Court decided case law. It doesn't matter what we think, it's what the law says at this point. If he wouldn't have lied, he wouldn't have been in trouble because they couldn't do anything to him for not going into the building. He had no requirement to do so.
No, but he shouldn't have. He also got in trouble because he went and said he didn't know where the shots were coming from. He was saying he did that, and then he also prevented any other law enforcement from getting within a 500-meter or 500 yards of the shooter, which it looks bad on him doing that too. So, and we are talking about the former deputy Scott Peterson. Yeah.
Okay. Breitbart's saying he was just arrested. He hasn't been convicted yet.
Okay. But yeah.
He's been charged with 7 counts of neglect of a child, 3 counts of culpable negligence, and 1 count of perjury. Now, under that Supreme Court ruling, those 7 counts of neglect of a child and 7 counts of culpable negligence could potentially be thrown out, leaving only that 1 charge of perjury.
Yeah, but again, remember, because of this whole situation, Israel, the sheriff Israel was removed because of this whole situation, and this guy, he's just the latest person in the department to get the backlash. But again, he did something wrong, and if you do something wrong, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and standing out there is not doing your job.
Ironically enough, this guy's name is Scott Peterson. There's another famous Scott Peterson who in California killed his pregnant wife. Something about that name, I guess.
And his unborn son.
Yeah.
Something about killing children.
Yeah, if your last name's Peterson, folks, don't name him Scott. There's nothing track record at this point.
Yeah.
Or Pedersen or anything that sounds like it.
Yeah, we got Mad Sexy out there. He's giving people the finger. Okay. or is that the bird? I'm not sure which.
There's birds and then there's birds.
There's birds and then there's birds. That's right.
That's true.
Hey, Night Strike, you want to talk about Brownells buying AR-15.com?
Yeah, well, I was getting to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, it's an end of an era. Brownells has bought ARFCOM.
Now, is it a bad thing?
It's Brownells. You decide.
Could we take a small intermission and explain what AR-15.com? What is that all about?
AR-15.com is one of the largest AR-15 forums on the internet.
You said forum?
Forum.
Yeah, where you can post your questions and chat with people.
Okay. So it's not a place
web forum is, right?
It's not like a gun store.
No.
If you want to find out just how stupid gun people are, some gun people, go to AR-15.com. There are idiots there.
Yes, there are.
There is even a mall ninja section. I'm not kidding. So.
One of my funny story guys, one of my most controversial videos with the most thumbs down on my channel. When I first got my Bear Creek Arsenal AR-15, I was doing some research on it, and it didn't come with, I don't know what it was, like a plunger or an O-ring or something on the extractor. And everybody kept saying, "Oh, I can't believe that actually left the factory like that, blah, 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 blah." So I immediately bought the Bravo Company kit and made a video about that. And about once a week, I get a video with somebody reaming me for it, saying that it's unnecessary, it's a waste of money, I don't know what I'm doing, that I was in the military for this and this and this years, and we never had them, and it was all because all these guys were saying, "Oh yeah, you got to get that plunger kit, you got to get that you got to get that Bravo Company set up." So that's the first and only time I've ever taken advice from a forum that wasn't from gunchannels.com. I just want to say that right now. That's the only time I've ever gone there. I looked it up. I was like, well, let's see what they have to say about this rifle, because I didn't know anything about it.
Now, I am gonna back up here. I'm not going to say that AR-15.com, the forums are entirely bad, because I've gotten some pretty sweet deals from the deals forum. Just saying.
But that's deals. That's not
It's deals that people have found and posted on that forum. Okay, so you know, I will agree with what Mad Sexy is saying. That there are a lot of assholes on that forum. It's true. You know, you got a lot of dicks. You got a lot of trolls. You know, you got that on a web forum. It just happens. Okay, that's what happens when you get a bunch of guys in a room. Okay, I'm just saying.
You need to go where the champions are. You need to head over to Reddit.
But
okay, but let's just say something. I'm sure that there are.
Reddit is where you go when you're a closet liberal.
Yes. You know, man, with AR15.com, I'm sure that there are some genuinely good people on there, that there are some great advice people you can, you know, maybe they got a good gunsmithing section. Maybe you can go. I mean, not everybody's going to be a moron that's on those forums. I mean, there are people that are enthusiasts that are going to share their knowledge on there. But if anything, if it brings in some resources so they can maybe revamp the website and maybe make it easier to use and just give it kind of a makeover, you know, as long as Brownells isn't dictating the content and not censoring people's content on there, you know, they let the moderators and the group censor themselves, then I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
I kind of have a feeling that that's the way it's going to go.
They're gonna curate it themselves? They're gonna push their agenda, or what?
If they're putting the bill for it, they're probably gonna want to have more input. Now, they
could probably write it off as an advertising expense and then just put their banners all over it, and that's maybe why they bought it.
Now, specifically, it's Brownells directly didn't buy them. The company that is the group that owns Brownells.
Yeah, Second Adventure Group. Yeah,
the Second Venture Group, and you know,
but it says it's owned by Pete and Frank Brownell. I mean, it might as well be. I mean, yeah, it's not the store itself. It's the family that owns the store that also owns the company that bought it. You know.
No, the current people running AR15.com will still run AR15.
Well, yeah.
They're not putting the bill anymore. Apparently, what it comes down to, and the moderators will stay the same, and they aren't changing the rules much, if any. I don't know why they're making this move. I don't know why they did this, but again, that's how it's going. So I hope AR15.com will continue being AR15.com, but I don't know. Well, if we have to make a sportingrifle.com, then I guess we better get on that.
The thing is, they might want that. They know how many people are on that website and the thousands and thousands of people that belong to it. And that, that is a safe bet for your advertising for your store, because that's your own environment. You've got your own curated audience, Whereas you might not be able to advertise in anything that's Google owned with Brownells. So you got to go where the enthusiasts are,
Mm-hmm.
And with Brownells, you are going to have investments because our investors, because Brownells already has an in with all investors.
Think about it. Well, in terms of NASCAR, what was it? Was it the Winston Cup series or whatnot back in the day? Once they banned cigarette advertisements from television, but NASCAR series gets bought out by a major Philip Morris, tobacco producer, because they can advertise to their audience. That's the same thing. They're still supporting the support. They're still supporting the competition, and NASCAR, they're still the major sponsor for it, but they're just hitting their target audience to ensure the future of their company.
Right. Because it's what the audience expects.
Yeah. But on the other end, if they go in and start changing the terms so that it's modifying the content, limiting what people can say, banning people, making it the next YouTube, basically, for forums, then obviously, you don't want that. And people will go elsewhere. Which is why we're telling everybody to come on over to gunchannels.com, where your opinion will be respected.
No. Don't go to YouTube. Go to GunTube.org.
No, gunchannels.com and YouTube.org, obviously.
GunTube.
Yes, no, but I'm saying if you want to communicate with people in a text form, you go to Gun Channels and you communicate with people in the chats.
Yes, but you said YouTube.org.
No, I'm going to say GunTube.org. Sorry,
they own a .org, by the way.
Who does?
YouTube.
I gotcha.
Yeah, they probably have all the bases covered. They probably have .net too.
Yeah, they got .net, .org, and .com. Those are the big three you need.
What about that XXX?
I don't know. I'll let you figure that one out first.
Yeah, you can do the investigation for us, please.
Yeah, do your
no.
investigative reporting.
No.
Just go to GoDaddy and look it up.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, what?
Can you email me a PNG of your logo real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. No particular reason.
I did once already.
Did you? Well, I probably don't know where it is. I'd have to dig for that.
Yeah, like a year ago, the one you was going to give to Corey.
Oh, yeah, back before he sold his T-shirt machine. Yeah, that one.
Uh-huh.
I did give it to him.
Yeah.
Back before he sold his T-shirt machine. That's, great. Did he get another one?
No, he decided they didn't have time for it. It was too big of an investment to sit there and not be used.
Okay. Great. All right. What else do we have to talk about? I think that's it.
I got some. If you don't have anything, I have something.
I think that's all I got tonight.
Okay. Well, have you guys seen the latest ruling from the World Health Organization? They have they're on their psychological thing that they cover. They have taken what is it? Sexual dystopia, or whatever, the transsexual thing, off of off of that being a mental health issue, and instead putting playing video games on as a mental disorder.
Wow.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Don't jump on the mental illness bandwagon. That's a game that's we're being played 100% there. I understand that mental illness is a thing, and the reason that I understand that is the reason I don't support this kind of stuff, because actual people need actual help.
Yeah.
And if we allow these government agencies to determine who is not and who is mentally fit, we're done for. We're done. Yeah. And the people who actually need help are going to suffer the most.
Well, there's another aspect to this. The World Health Organization sets a lot of what goes on with mental health treatments and stuff. They're now saying playing video games is a mental health issue. You're going to be seeing people potentially being red flagged just because they play video games now.
And what's sad about all this is that's one of those conditions where if there were parents that were doing their jobs and really keeping an eye on what their kids were doing instead of just tossing a controller at them 4 hours before dinner's ready, you wouldn't have those issues. And if you from day one, if you let your kids sit there and play video games from the time that they're a toddler up to the point that they go into elementary school 5 or 6 years later, if that's all they do is game and they're on your tablets and stuff, they're missing out on some important cognitive and social skills. And I'm a lifelong gamer too myself. I grew up with that myself, but I also played outside. I also turned off the NES. I also went outside and played sports. And I turned out fine. It's just like anything. You can it's just like any kind of an addiction to anything. You can get that with just about anything. So anything could turn into a mental health issue. But video games are going to be the next big thing to go after now, because that's where the money is, and that's where
And I don't think it's going to go well for them.
No, I
They've
agree.
been going after video games since Tipper Gore.
Yeah,
they have.
And then before that, it was role playing games. D&D, got to go after the D&D crowd.
Oh yeah, I had to have that conversation with my mom way back when.
God,
Dungeons and Dragons is evil.
No, Mom, you're evil.
My mother didn't give a shit, so
Look at my parents.
Christ, my mother wanted to learn how to play, but then she got in with this. Well, I ain't going there because it'd be a long story. Let's talk about it.
Let's not talk about your mom, Rich.
Yeah, that's not.
Let's not. Let's.
Yeah, because Night Strike, so where this will be going.
Nowhere good, I can only assume.
Oh, we've talked about it before.
Yeah. All right. So, does anybody else have a topic? Travis, do you have anything else?
No, not that I can think of. Nothing I've heard so far. I don't know if there's anything new coming out we can talk about. Or
Did you shave your beard off yet, Night Strike?
No, I'm thinking about doing that this Friday.
Yeah, that's
do it.
I got a topic, Travis.
I hear it's a popular thing to do lately.
Travis, did you catch that whippersnapper that stole your channel?
I'm so baby smooth right now, obnoxious. You know you want this.
Look at there. We know that everybody's going to be doing it. Night Strike next. Ooh, yeah.
I'm 10 degrees cooler, baby. I'm 10 degrees cooler all the time. So
I started growing mine back.
I'm 100 degrees cooler.
Where's Calaveras at? Where's my nephew at? Get Calaveras over here.
Where did Travis P11 go? Who's this imposter?
Well, it's family photo time this summer, so that's the annual begging and pleading of my family to take the beard off so I actually show up in the photos. So probably around August, after the 4th of July, I'll start growing it back out again. If you look at my channel, by July 11th, I think I already had scruff going back on again. So we do family photos the weekend of the 4th, and I just decided to take it off. And it's kind of hot and mucky and gross out right now, and I hate just like dripping and sweating over everything. It's kind of annoying after a while, so I like it better in the wintertime.
All right, we got John Brown out there. How's it going, John? Who else? You know, Obnoxious One just jumped in. How you been, buddy?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I was out working in the yard a little bit today. Had to run down and get some meat for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like go grab a chicken or something, or go grab a hog or something, and just
Oh yeah. Just go down the road, grab a hog. I ride my hog down there, and I grab a hog, and I come back with it.
You remember to tie it to the back of the motorcycle, right?
Hog tie it.
I just grab it.
I sent somebody your way on Instagram. Did they come see you?
No, I saw that and I blocked them immediately.
You guys are giving him too much credit. He wasn't chasing a hog. He was actually chasing chipmunks. It's probably the only thing you can catch.
No, you don't catch chipmunks. You set up a bucket about half full of water and a ramp, and you sprinkle some peanuts down there in the water. That's how you catch chipmunks.
And you invite them to go drown themselves.
Yep.
You're still catching them. You're catching them in a trap.
Man, what the hell did a chipmunk ever do to anybody anyway?
Ate one bite out of every single strawberry. That's what they did. That's what those little bastards did. Those
really?
Them and squirrels.
I've never actually seen them in like grass before. I've only seen them like up in the mountains of Colorado. We don't really get them out here.
Have you seen the squirrel catapult yet, Obnoxious?
I have.
Yes.
I probably have, and I probably
I've
left
actually
my
made
ass.
one before. And
Or the
those
pro
poor squirrels, but again, it was hilarious.
Are the PETA people wigging out over that or not?
Oh, I'm sure.
The squirrel pole. Those are great.
No, when we had our house up in Wisconsin, we were just overrun with chipmunks, and they'd take one bite out of every single strawberry. And one summer, I must have killed 10 of them easy.
And they're like squirrels. They'll chew through your wiring and shit too. So
yeah,
they're just little nuisances. They might look cute, but oh dear.
Yep, squirrels will do the same thing. They'll go out there and they'll take one bite out of every strawberry.
Yeah,
that's terrible, man. Just to be little jerks, man. You know. Now I really have low respect for chipmunks.
I guess, Blue.
No, we discussed that.
Squirrels are just rats with a fluffy tail.
And they like throwing walnuts at people.
Tree rats.
My daughter was just saying. But we already discussed that the other night. What was it on Gary's show? We were talking about the squirrel throwing nuts and got popped with a SKS because I got pissed off. Yeah. Yeah, that almost sounded like the squirrel would be laughing at you.
Apparently, Jason Stewart is out there saying, at Night Strike, I got a mini Mosin pre-order, not shipped till fourth quarter. We'll create and with crate and my dealer's custom seal number. I guess that is.
Yeah, they're limited to what, 500 or 200? Was it 500?
500 was going to be the special edition. So
yeah,
those were the ones that were coming with crates. And then you actually, if you got into the first 500, you had the option when they do the next because they were going to do, I
The
think,
next
4
gun,
of them.
like an M1 Grand or something like that, or an
They were
M14.
gonna- They were going to do 4 of them. They were all going to be they're all going to be bolt action.
Yeah.
Oh,
next one's
because
is
it's off the
1903.
cricket.
Yeah. I believe the next one's going to be the 1903.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, you've got the option when the next one when all of them come out, you've got the option to keep your serial number. So
Oh, that's cool.
So you get
You
the
know-
Molson in like serial number 25, and then the 1903 in serial number 25, and so on.
You know, when they first came out, I thought the price was, the asking price was a bit ridiculous. But when you look at what you're really getting, the exclusive, I mean, it's not going to lose value anyway.
When you look at them in person, they're pretty.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that you're getting that plus the crate and the number, and then the ability to buy more. Yeah, I think it's definitely money well spent.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the series is probably going to be the most in the gun, 1903, an Enfield, and probably a Mauser.
Yeah.
That seems most logical, right?
They can do the K31.
Dude, if they do a little, what are they, like the little bull pup, or not bull pup, but like the little snout nose, like the hell were those called? Like the Enfields that have a little stubby nose on the front of them, the short barrels up on the front.
Yeah.
Like the Type 1, or Type 3s, or the pug face, or whatever you call them. Yeah.
You mean the Mark ones?
Mark 1s, yeah. If they do it like a Mark 1 style, I always thought those were the neatest looking ones.
Okay, so AC97 just linked me to an image that's on Reddit, and you guys got to see this. This is good.
Dude, if it's on Reddit, it's bound to be quality.
He said, "Imagine if this was a thing."
Oh, Luger 1911.
Luger 11. There we go.
Wow.
It kind of works, you know. It looks like something Ruger would make.
Looks
I like the 6-pack of Bud Light in the background. Man, wow.
Yeah.
Where's my jaw? Get my jaw.
That's an empty.
Hey,
if you'll notice,
borrow
that's
some
an
Sko
empty.
out. Sure. I got some
They're
Sko.
all empty, so that's why.
That's an empty 6-pack of Bud Light in the background.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, they have
Yep,
to
yep.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they were popped open.
Yeah, it does.
Some Copenhagen back there. Yeah.
Probably why this was made, because they tried to.
All right. So
Well,
what else? What else do we talk about?
We can talk about me finding Gizzard Gary a minute ago.
Oh, you found him, huh?
Yeah, he's preparing for foul territory.
I like it.
Put that up there again.
Nice.
Yeah, he's quite the chicken.
How is he? Is he just balancing that rifle on the tip of his wing?
Yeah. Well, he's
He's
holding
that
it with
good,
his-
man. He's the original tactical roaster. So yeah.
Gary.
He's resting it on this one wing on the stalk, and then the other wing he's holding on to it right there.
That's a hell of a big chicken.
Why is he at the baseball diamond?
Because it's foul territory.
Oh, now I got it. Okay.
He is actually standing in foul territory.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good point.
That's big. That's big chicken, though. That's
I
probably
saw him in person the other day.
That's probably the biggest cock I've ever seen.
Hey, Obnoxious! Obnoxious. When I heard you got a 1911 for sale, there's some good deal you're offering out there. Is that right? It's a llama. What kind is it? It's a Taurus, right?
It's Kimber.
Oh no, those
Kimber.
work. I'm sorry. It's a okay. Yeah. What?
It's a Dan Kimber.
A damn Kimber. Yeah. A Kimber Wesson Bear.
Yes.
Nighthawk edition. Yeah.
Yep.
Adam Jimenez is out there saying, "Damn you, Night Strike. Where is the answer to my challenge?"
What was his challenge? He put a challenge out?
Challenge accepted.
That 2A challenge thing he was doing. I didn't do one, so.
Oh, the Adam. You didn't do the Mr. Jiminy's response?
No, I was
Mr. Shall Not Be Infringed did not do why the Second Amendment is important to me.
I'm holding off to see how important this challenge is to him to see if he puts out another video.
Man, I took a break from grading finals to make that video. I had family over, I got yelled at and got thrown out in the garage to film, and I still got my video done. Night Strike. Come on, man.
I know. All right.
I'm pretty concerned that Midnight Range is getting upset with you for ignoring him.
I'm not ignoring him. He just doesn't have anything good to say.
Whoa!
You know,
Dang.
when he actually brings something to the table instead of trying to joke around, then I'll read what he says.
My research says his facts hold up.
You know,
my question for you, obnoxious.
David, I need the sound effects.
What?
I'm ready.
On the
Okay.
closer, what you're saying?
Yeah, when we were talking, if we talk about the closer,
whoosh.
Then we'll read what he says. But we're not talking about the closer tonight.
Whoosh.
There we go.
He did have a legitimate question though. He wants to know how is Brownells buying AR-15.com back?
They could decide that they want to dictate what is said, and they could even decide to change the rules they wanted because they're putting for the money for the bill. That's how it can be bad. So,
and also they could stop anybody else from advertising on the website too, since they own it.
Yeah, but yeah, think they're Smith and Wesson and stuff like that. I bet you there is like you click on their stuff and it'll be like, oh, send you to the Brownells area to where you could buy that.
Or you got to pay Brownells if you want to. Well, I guess you're already paying AR-15.com to advertise on their website anyway. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because if you look at me, oh man, they got a ton of. You click on the AR-15.com, you've got every major player showing up that you can click on. Mm-hmm. LaRue, Bravo, Stag, Vortex, Magpul, Primary Arms. Yeah, you're right. Oh, and those take you to Palmetto State Armory. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Midnight has another question for you.
Yes, but he forgot the question mark. So.
Oh, yeah, he did forget the question mark. He needs to read that with a question mark.
Gung-Ho wants to know if you watched Chernobyl on HBO, and I will say that I did, and I saw those, and I didn't know how they were going to have any kind of accuracy because none of them had the bayonets attached.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
And Jason Stewart's telling you to have a Snickers.
Last week's episode of Chernobyl, they had 3 guys go out, and they were, air quotes, hunting. What they were doing was going around and killing all the pets and domesticated animals, and they pulled out Mosins out of their crates, and that's what they were hunting with in 1986.
Wait, out of their crates, they'd have to clean the cosmoline off first.
No, nobody said that they were completely accurate. I was kind of surprised that it was Mosins and not, SKSs in 1986, but it's the Soviet Union, so that's always a possibility that part was actually.
Watch. They'll find
sorry,
another crate somewhere in a dilapidated building and pull out, about 1,000 SKSs that nobody knew about. Just watch. They always do that. You think they're all dried up and gone, and bam, there's more.
Well, I mean, Classic just got several more crates in.
Yeah, when I went to go and look at them, sold out.
Of course.
Well, there's probably a whole bunch of them in the field with all the vehicles that are out there. And I don't know if anybody's seen this, but there's a show called What on Earth, and they take like satellite photos, and they generally take about 15 minutes to tell you, what they could tell you in 30 seconds because they go, oh, it could be this, it could be that, it could be, maybe it's aliens, maybe it's, but there's one of these that they've had, and it's this field out in the middle of nowhere in the Ukraine, and it's been completely, the satellite photo has been completely scrubbed.
Travis, I was talking about the Mosins.
Oh, I thought you were talking SKSs.
I got an email saying that the $199 Mosins were back, and then they were out of stock.
Oh yeah, they probably had 50 of them.
They had 5.
5.
They say, "Oh, we got a sale on $199."
Well, at least they didn't be real jerks and put them up on the auction like they do for everything else.
Yeah, I know, right?
So the only ones they have left are grade. They have one grade or some grade 2s,
I'll take a grade 2 or a grade 3, quite honestly.
What's the most you want to spend, Night Strike?
And then there's grade 4.
I'll take that. Travis,
Yo.
you know how I said the 199 Mosin?
Yeah.
That's the one I want to get.
I got you.
So you can do a. Oh, that's plus 60. There's a. I can't see if that's plus or minus.
No.
Well, no, you can get a grade 4 hex minus 40, so it'd be 189.
Gung Ho 1345 is saying I saw Iraqis with Mosins. Is that the same thing though? We're talking about them just leaving Mosins and SKSs in Chernobyl because of the radiation. And
Squid wants me to finish my story.
Yeah, so finish your story.
Well, what they came across this, this satellite photo where it's this field out in the middle of Ukraine, and you could tell that the image had been manipulated. And it had been completely scrubbed. It was just a bunch of white, like somebody took an eraser to it, and you couldn't see what was there. Well, after they go through their whole, is it aliens? Is it a government facility? Is it Russia planning to attack the Ukraine? What it is all the vehicles from Chernobyl are in this field, and they have to scrub it from the satellite so that nobody will go and try and salvage off these vehicles
because they're still radioactive.
Because they're still radioactive, and they will be for hundreds of years. So they've got to scrub that from the satellite photo every time it comes around, so that nobody knows exactly what's there and where it's at.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. Great. Yeah. All right, so there's your daily dose of radioactivity.
Radioactive. We get that every time we talk to Gary.
Yeah. How about
I give glowing reviews. I'll tell you.
I should have made that chicken glow.
I will say this: you glow in the dark.
You've never seen me in the dark.
When Gary gets patches, the chicken on the patches have to glow.
I don't want to see you in the dark, Gary. I'm good.
Or you don't want to see pizza in the dark either.
I saw you eat a piece of pizza in the hallway, and the door. It was dark in your room, so it was half and half.
You weren't watching at that people when I did that.
No, he watched it on video.
I watched the video.
Yeah, so did half the world.
Yeah, so that's the point.
Some people watched it when it was happening.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. All right, and apparently that one guy's channel who was I don't even need to say it, but that guy who got in trouble for diddling kids, his YouTube channel has been terminated.
Wait, what?
Now, let's be fair. I don't think he was actually diddling kids. He was just had pictures of people diddling kids. I mean, come on. I mean, come on. Let's give the guy no, fuck that guy.
Yeah. There's no fairness in that. Anyway, there's that. All right, I think we're gonna end it. All right, Food, thanks for showing up.
Yeah, welcome. I had a Glock blow up on this weekend on me.
Oh God!
Didn't you just get a Glock?
First the CZ, then a Glock.
Yeah.
Are no guns safe for competition?
Yeah. So I changed out the recoil spring and not the extractor spring. So I pulled past the safeties, and whenever I went to cock the extractor, cock the striker, it unlocked the action and fired. So that was interesting.
Can you fix it?
Yeah, I just blew the extractor out. That's the only thing that happened.
Yeah, it'll buff right out.
Yeah, no, the frame, everything. There's no cracks, no nothing. Buddy of mine's going to send me an extractor, and I'm going to go ahead and put it back together and put a couple rounds down it, and
Screw that. Just JB weld that thing back together.
Well, no, I'm going to be selling it. So.
Well, just use super glue if you're going to sell it. Don't spend the money on JB Weld.
No, I'm getting an extractor for free. So.
All right. Gizzard.
Yo.
Tell everyone where they can find you.
Well, they can find me on gizzardgary.com, or they can find me on Foul Territory Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, and on the Early Bird Chat Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. So, check me out, and remember, give them the bird. Thanks for the invite.
All right.
She'll not be infringed and all that stuff.
Right. Kingpin.
Thanks for having me, man. Everybody have a good night. Check out Sandhill Shooter coming up next.
Yep. Obnoxious one.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah, obnoxious.
We like fun and games.
You got everything you want, honey. We know the names.
Okay.
Check me out. Obnoxious one.
You're very sexy.
On YouTube.
Very
The
hard.
GunTube.org. Gunstreamer. The Gram. I'm on the Gram and the Tweeter. Check me out.
Are you on the book?
The Facebook?
Yeah, the Facebook. Yeah.
The Facebook? Yes, I'm on the Facebook.
The Book of Faces. Yes.
The Book of Faces.
All right. Good. Rich.
Hey, how's it going? I want to thank the orange one for my outfit today. The hat and the shirt. And
Did he give you his panties too?
No,
because if he's thanking me for his outfit, he's
yeah, he wanted me to go around Porky Piggin, but he's going to be so disappointed because I'm wearing shorts. So.
You're the worst Porky Piggin person ever.
The rest of us are very happy.
Well, I have females running around this house, so that's not exactly a viable situation.
Oh,
If
it's
I were
always
a bad
viable.
person-
It's whether or not they, they like it.
Enjoy it.
I don't think my children would be too appreciative. So that,
Yeah, no,
It doesn't really matter because you're the damn adult.
Yeah.
the adult has some form of decency. Otherwise, they become liberals.
Hey, Nice Strike, I got a jet, buddy. I got to get on over to 2A Tuesday, but guys,
So where can people find you?
man, check me out, Travis P11 on Gunstreamer, YouTube, GunTube.org, and YouTube. And then again, make sure you guys support GunTube.org and GunChannels.com. Thanks a lot, buddy.
All right.
Take care, guys. We'll see you
See
soon. Yep. Laters.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
All right. No, you're the last one.
Snobby.
Yeah, come check out my channel. Check out my Instagrams. You know, them places. Or my Facebook.
All the grams.
Yeah. Or my GunTube assist. Or my GunStreamer assist. Or my Gun Channel assist. Something assist.
That's calf rope.
That's calf rope. That wasn't time to say that yet.
All right. And guys, check out nightstrike.com. Check out gun2.org, where soon I will be selling some of those GunTube patches on the site. And with that, we'll see you next time. So thank you all for listening. This was Hit or Miss.
Give him the bird.
That's a calf rope.
Shut up, be infringed!
Hashtag Porky Piggin. Shall not be infringed.
No PP in your box.
Adios, Felicia.